Hey, Speak Easy podcast listeners, how are you guys doing? I am Altavis Pelzy, your voice manager. I unmute the voice of women who are ready to speak up about what has kept her silent for way too long. This Power of Why series is blowing up. Have you checked out how many downloads it's gotten? Have you checked out what the content is? Listen, if you missed an episode, go back and check it out, share it out, and then make sure that you let us know how you felt about it by joining the conversation, bit.ly/World Voice Community. Guess what? We are going to keep the ball rolling because can I give y'all some insight? Okay, so come close to whatever listening device you're using. Without clarity, your why is not strong enough. When that hit me, it knocked me out. It was a TKO. Why? Because I had this amazing why, and I wanted to help all of these people, and I wanted to do all of these things, but there was no clarity. I didn't want to niche down, and I thought that I could just help everyone. And you ended up helping no one. So I'm excited about this episode because the conversation we're about to have is strengthening your why. Like you need clarity in order to strengthen your why. And so I'm excited to have Lisa on today. Hello, Lisa.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I love the opportunity to share my voice. So thank you.
It's my pleasure because guess what? When it comes to the power of why, you got to talk to some people that have gone through the they've been in the pit. they've been going through a couple of different things before they got to that palace moment, right? And exactly. So with that being said, Lisa, tell them a little bit about yourself and then we'll dive into today's topic.
Terrific. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm Lisa McGrath and I'm an intuitive life coach. I help women really find that clarity that you just mentioned, the clarity, the purpose, their mission, and I help them find direction in their life. And not only am I a mom, off the air, I told you that my little granddaughter just had her 18th birthday yesterday. And so I've had a lot of life experiences. And thankfully, as a Christian, God speaks to me in many ways. And I learned that we all have a mess and we all have a message. And it wasn't until I was undergoing emergency open heart surgery that I made a promise to God that if I survived, I didn't think I would die because I had faith that he wasn't done with me yet. And I said, if I survive, then I'm going to, as an introvert, I'm going to go ahead and open my heart, my mind, and my mouth. And I'm going to make my mess my message. And so I want to help other women that have experienced or experiencing the same things that I've been through, heartbreak, divorce, addictions and recovery within our families. There's people that have passed away. I just lost a friend. I just found out 2 days ago. She's a nurse. And God touches us in many ways, brings people into our lives for reasons. And so, yeah, I made a promise and that's why I'm here. I'm going to make my mess my message. And I'm on a mission to tell women that you do have a voice. And not only do you have a voice, you have powers. And I can help you zone in and really connect to those powers. I'm talking about the power of faith, the power of imagination, of wisdom, of strength. How about the power of release to the things that no longer serve you? Let them go. Let's practice forgiveness. Let's practice gratitude. Let's practice self-care. And when we do, we have a foundation to build on, and we build intentional lives. We're able to find confidence within ourselves to make the decisions that are necessary for us to take the next steps.
And you know, that
Clarity.
foundation is really important. I think, you know, when we talk about clarity, there's definitely a foundation for, you know, us tapping into, you know, what it is we want to do. We always, you know, this is the time of year where people are doing vision boards and they're working on smart goals. And some people, because of this year, are kind of looking and going, do I really want to do a vision board? Do I really want to cast a vision for next year? But the thing is, you definitely do. You never want to go into it without some clear vision. So with that being said, Lisa, for those that are saying this year has gotten me way off track, I've gone completely left and I don't know which way to turn. How do I get back to that point A with the vision for where I want to go?
Okay, my goodness. And no, and your audience doesn't know this, but I have a vision board workshop coming up. So, so it's funny you just said that. Again, God works in mysterious ways in my mind and in my life. So, first of all, when you say point A, we're at point A and we want to get to point B. And I believe we have to think with the end in mind. And then once we think of the end in mind, we then navigate those steps in between, those milestones, those stepping stones to get us where we need to be. And so the clients that I work with, I'm going to be honest, many of them, I don't have a math percentage figure, but a lot of them, they don't have clarity because they lie to themselves. They don't have that self-awareness, and they deny, and they've denied themselves for so long. They've been taking care of a husband. They've been taking care of a baby or family. They've been taking care of their caretakers. They take care of everyone but themselves. And so now their lives are in this hamster wheel that they believe is what their life is supposed to be. Well, that's not so. That's not so. We've all had the opportunity to fly on an aircraft and they say, put the oxygen mask on you first. Well, honey, you have to put that oxygen mask on. You need to fill your soul. You need to fill your center so that your cup overflows. And that's when that kindness, that love, that it ripples. It ripples in every single area of your life. So when we talk about finding clarity, I want to start with self-awareness. I want to reflect on who am I right now? And then I also have to look back to see who I was yesterday. I can't dwell in my past. We have a lot of women that are still dwelling in that. Why did he divorce me? Why did he cheat on me? Why did this happen to me? Why? Well, no. We can't live there. We can examine it and take responsibility for it and learn. Then I have other people that want to look forward to their future, to that point B, and they're dwelling there and they're not making the process to get there. Now, I told you that I have a strong faith, and I have a prayer partner that passed away 2 years ago now. But Jim told me and taught me an important lesson. And he said, Lisa, prayer is not enough. You have to put feet on your prayers. So just wishing and hoping it's enough is not enough. So that's when I dialed in and really started, and I've had vision boards for years, but I really dialed in. What's the purpose of this vision board? What do I see for myself? And I said, I had a workshop coming up. It's not all just law of attraction. You know, you have to put feet on your prayers. It's about who are you? What values do you have? What beliefs do you have? If you're still living a life based on the beliefs and values you got as a little girl, as a little boy, with your parents telling you you can't cry, you got to pretend like everything is okay. Well, guess what? You need to practice some self-awareness. You need to take that trip inside and really discover, who am I? And once you get the value of who you are, you can cast that vision for your tomorrows because you know who you are today.
Ooh-wee. I hope you guys were listening in on that. And even if you have to pause it right now and go back and listen to that piece again, even if you have to have that piece, you know, on replay throughout your week, definitely put yourself in a position to where you're always doing that self-reflection. Because I can tell you that every person that has reached any level of success will always come to a point where there's that self-reflection. Where am I at? Where have I been? And where am I trying to go? Because if I'm just focused on where I'm trying to go, we make the mistake of repeating bad habits.
Exactly. I'll give you an example. So remember when we used to write checks, and so we'd have to balance our checkbook. So you'd be sitting there and you have your calculator and you're balancing your checkbook. And for me, if it was 25 cents off, I was going to do it again because I was going to get it down to the exact penny. I'm a recovering perfectionist. Okay. So I would do it over and over again. Well, the problem was whatever mistakes I was making, I was still making them. I needed to put it aside and walk away. I needed to come back to it with a clear mind, because if I'm making that mistake and I'm practicing it, I'm getting really great at that mistake. Okay. So I go away, I come back with a clear mind, and I tackle it again. And then I get it right and I find my quarter. And so the same is true about anything we're doing. It takes practice. They said, oh, it takes 10,000 hours of practice to really master something. Well, if I sat down, and I'm not a piano player, but if I started taking lessons and I practiced, and I'm pretty good at practice now because I want to be, again, recovering perfectionist. If I'm sitting there and I'm practicing, but I'm practicing the mistakes, well, I'm going to be so great at making those mistakes. Okay. And I'll be perfect at making those mistakes. No, it's easier to learn how to go about it and to come up with a system of practice that allows me that feedback so that I can make even more progress on my journey. So what feedback are you getting? Are you giving yourself proper feedback? That's that self-awareness piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you mindful of your thoughts? What self-talk are you listening to? Stop during your day. For me, when I hear a bell, okay, I'm giving out my secrets now. When I hear a bell, that's a tip. For whom do the bells toll? They toll for thee. And so I stop and I pause and I think, okay, what am I thinking right now? And if I catch myself with a negative thought, with I'm beating myself up about something, I stop and I reframe it. And one of the most important lessons that I teach is the power of yet. You don't know how to do it yet. Don't tell me you can't. Get rid of that apostrophe T. You can. I can. We can. We can do whatever we set our minds to. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to go out there and be an athlete. Okay, as much as I would love to be a cheerleader or maybe even a professional golfer or tennis. I told you I had that emergency open heart surgery. Well, I lost a lung, and the lung I have now is damaged. And so I need to really take care of who I am. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to have that physique or be that woman on the tennis court or on the basketball court. It's not who I am. I need to compare myself to someone my own size and shape with the own conditions I have. And the best person to compare myself to and be better than is the me I was yesterday. Okay. So that takes a moment of mirror work. Reflect in that mirror and say, you know what, honey, I love you. I love you with all my heart. I'm going to be here for you. I'm going to protect you, and I'm going to take you to the next plane. However, we're going to do it, and we're going to do it better than we did yesterday. I'm not going to compare myself to you because before we even came on today, I said about your beautiful smile. And I meant that. I meant that beautiful smile is just radiant. I don't have that smile. I'm not going to compare my smile to your smile. It's never going to happen. I have my smile. And I have to learn to perk it up and be intentional. And when I do, I'm a better me.
Oh, and isn't that where we're all trying to make it to? That better version of ourselves.
Yeah,
Being able to, and I say this because a lot of times we have it backwards. We work on the better version, looking like we're the better version of ourselves, but then not doing the work to be the better version of ourselves. And I think this year really opened some eyes for people to be the better version instead of just looking like the better version. So I appreciate you saying that and applaud you for saying that, because as women especially, we've when we think about history, we think about all of the limitations and labels that have been placed on women, and how many glass ceilings have been placed over our heads, as well, you're not supposed to go past this point. You can't do this amount, you can't do this work because of your physical appearance, because of who you are. You're a woman. And I think we've been breaking and shattering all of those glass ceilings more and more within these last couple of years. I mean, even down to our young girls coming up and doing different things significantly different and changing the status quo. So it's been eye opening as we're watching it happen, because we're literally watching history be remade. But it also says, wow, we've had many opportunities that were closed off to us that are now available.
exactly. But you know what? It's even, we have to honor this too. I know for myself, when I was in high school, I had my teachers telling me I couldn't be an author, that I was a woman, I was supposed to get married and have children. My parents, they didn't, you're not going to amount to anything, you're worthless, you can't do anything right. My ex-husband, no one's going to love you the way I loved you, you're making a big mistake, and on and on and on. And you know what? That glass ceiling I created for myself
Mm.
because of what the naysayers were saying. And thankfully, I was like, wait a minute, you're not the boss of me. I'm going to go ahead and pave my own way. And little did I know, until I investigated, that other women before me had paved the way, and they are going to continue to pave the way. It's taking the courage to say, if not me, then who?
And it definitely is some courage. Oh my goodness. Speakeasy podcast listeners, this has been an amazing episode. I want you to know and understand, like, we've tapped on so many different things in this episode when it comes to your why, when it comes to how it shifts you and changes you, and then that clarity that's needed so you can build that strong foundation. Oh, it's amazing. I love it. So, Lisa, I want you to tell the studio audience how your why has really impacted your business.
So I told you I help women that I feel like they're on a dead end, but they're not. I teach them that it's only a crossroads in your life. And my why was that if I went through it and survived, so can you. But more importantly, when I was going through my why, when I was going through all this, why has this happened to me? I realized I needed help. I needed someone safe that was outside my inner group of people, because they didn't want to hear my stories over and over and over again. They were afraid to tell me what I needed to hear. I needed a coach to tell me the truth, that wasn't emotionally involved with me, but was an empathetic listener. And at least as an empath, I listen and I hear you. And I'm a witness to your life. I'm a witness to your feelings, and I'm a witness to your transformation. And so my why is purposeful. It's living that promise to God to help other women know that they too are beautiful, that they have the powers to live an intentional life. They
Yes,
just have to
indeed.
figure out what that life is, and I help them.
Oh my goodness. Lisa, let them know how they can reach out to you for more information and where they can find you at online.
Okay, so I have a website. It's www.lisamcgrath.me. And you can also find me on Instagram and my Facebook page, Coach Lisa McGrath. Okay. And then I teach the foundation. My membership is called A Pilgrimage to Self. It's an inner journey going within. And so it's based on the philosophy of an Indian proverb called A House with Four Rooms. And I teach that with your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being, that's the foundation that I help you build on. So you can also find me at A House with Four Rooms on Facebook. But Coach Lisa McGrath.
I love it. Speak Easy podcast listeners, this has been a phenomenal experience. Again, if you haven't done so, make sure that you're jotting things down. You can always press pause and go back and listen to it again. But this Power of Why series is going to shift. I know so many different people, their lives, their businesses. Why? Because, everything that we touch is about elevating in life and business. Because I know you can do it. I know. But me knowing and you knowing for yourself is definitely going to take two different levels of energy and strength. And I need you to tap into the energy and strength that we are sending your way through these Power of Why series, right? I love it. I love you guys, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So make sure that you're joining the conversation as well. bit.ly/World Voice Community is how you join the free Facebook group. Let us know how this episode resonated with you, or leave us a review on your favorite podcasting platform so that way we can go ahead and make sure that you're tapping in and that we're tapping into the right vein as well. So with that being said, guys, I'm your host, Altavi Spelzer, your voice manager. And until next time, don't forget to press it out. See ya.